was reading this morning, and something I personally wasn't aware of, but you'd performed, of course, with the Dudes.
Yep.
DD Smash, and also as a solo artist, but then with the likes of Bick Runga, Tim Finn, for example. And I was reading this morning that you used to be, when you started off in your music career, you used to be very shy.
Oh, yeah, painfully. What it was I used to mistake excitement for fear. Because any kind of adrenaline coming into my system, and I would go into an immediate panic. But I used to suffer from terrible panic attacks and be very ill before going on stage.
But I was reading to the point, I think it was with the Dudes in the early days, that you'd sort of hide at the back of the stage with your eyes closed.
Yeah, pretty much. Or I'd turn around and face the back and then just play the guitar and try to psych myself into fronting up. Yeah, it took a while to actually get through that barrier, but you know, with the Dudes it was quite neat because, you know, the other guys were quite attractive human beings, and there seemed to be a lot of girls.
Yes. Yes. So, I mean, is that the type of thing that changed your view that, look, I can actually get out on the front there?
Yeah, it did. And the more confident I got as a songwriter, I think, and performer, a guitar player and all of that, and a singer, the more confidence I built up, the easier it was to, you know, make that step. But I still get really, you know, quite nervous beforehand. My stomach gets in knots. And
even now? Yeah,
but I manage. It's a good thing to have because it means you're on your toes and you're going to put the right amount of nervous energy into right off the bat, you know, hitting the stage. But as soon as I get on now, I'm utterly relaxed. It feels like home. Yeah,
and it's something which has just got easier. I mean, it's the type of thing. The more you do it, the easier it becomes.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, it's quite interesting with this tour because I've had to learn a lot of other people's songs. So I've got a head full of other people's music right now, which is a rare thing for me, being a tortured songwriter. You know, you're tortured with your own music. But with this, it's great. I can be a player. I'm using a guitar. I got an old guitar fixed up, which was a guitar I used to play in the Dudes, and my guitar tech fixed it up, and it's just a beautiful instrument. So I'm just really enjoying being a guitar player and backing singer and swapping lines and verses with other people's songs. So we've got a great lineup this time round.
Yeah.
We've got Warren Maxwell, we've got Scribe. We've already played with Scribe in Christchurch, so he's fun to work with too.
And so that means, did you have to sing a Scribe song?
Well, I had to join in. I didn't have to rap, but it was kind of interesting because he... at the end of the night, we do Welcome Home, and everyone that's been on the show joins in and does the odd line. And Marlo, Scribe, actually sang. So that was a great moment for him too. I mean, he was really proud of the fact that he sang. Of course, he rapped really well, and it gave me... We do a song called Stop the Music, his one, so it gives me a chance to really cut loose on guitar. And then I have to sing this high bit, which is from an Eartha Kitt sample, which is on that record with P-Money, where she sings, you know, stop the music playing loud and clear. And I sing it out in full voice. And I think I sound like David Bowie or something. But, yeah, so there's a few challenging bits for me. And I love the role of being kind of almost emceeing it and bringing people on. You know, I've got a little bit of a cheat sheet with some lyrics and stuff, but I try to learn everything really, really well, and so does my band, so that we can do justice. So, and they choose my songs, like we've got Eva Lamb coming to do stuff. We're doing one of hers and then one of mine. So we'll adapt my song to sort of suit her style, if that's what she's into. And then the same for... Wayne Mason's joining us. He's going to play some piano, and we're going to play Nature. That's going to be wonderful. We've got Warren. We're doing a Little Bushman song with Warren Maxwell. So great musicians and talents. Wonderful chap, Tom Oliver, and his band. We're doing a song of his, and he's a great singer-songwriter, and he's got a lot to say about how, you know, the parts and and all that. So getting direction from the guests as to how we want to steer the show is really good. We also make sure that there's no messing around between songs, so we kind of curate it or program it so that people coming on and off seamlessly, and it's a good 2-hour show, you know.
Dave Dobbyn, who is performing in Wellington tomorrow night at Bar Bodega in Gusney Street, just talking about his career and about this new tour he's got going, where he's got a whole bunch of other New Zealand musicians, in every town he goes to. He'll be singing along and singing songs. They'll be singing songs of his, and he'll be I guess along with like the likes of Scribe, you'll be joining in at least.
Yes.
Not
playing
necessarily
along
singing the
and
whole
joining joining in. Yeah, he kind of owns the stage. Which is, he's got an incredible presence, actually. He's a lovely fella. So, yeah, it's been a lot of fun already. The gigs we've done, we did one in Christchurch, and we had 10 or 11 guests for that, and the same in Auckland. So, yeah, I've had to learn about 30 songs, which is rare for me.
Yes.
I have trouble learning my own.
So you're in the process now of writing or making the 8th album of your career. We understand.
Oh well, if you know the number, that's great.
I read 8.
I lose count. Yeah. Well, I'm an independent artist now, so and I just moved into a new house on Tuesday, only half a mile away from where we live anyway. It came up, and as soon as I saw a photo of the backyard studio, we sort of jumped in and had a look. And so the madness of moving has just happened, and I'm moving my own studio that I've rented, getting rid of renting that and the offices, and moving in the backyard. Of course, there will be boundaries and delineations, because my wife works from home as well, so
that'll
but
be
she knows if the door's closed, then it'll stay closed.
Yes,
unless there's blood.
So I mean,
I won't be disturbed.
Exactly. So I mean, when you look at songs like Welcome Home, which was obviously about getting people into New Zealand and saying, look, this is your home now.
Yeah.
I mean, you do get a lot of inspiration from politics and things sort of going on around New Zealand, and also social movements as well.
Yeah.
With this new album, I mean, are you finding enough sort of to think about and to write about?
Oh, yeah, there's no shortage of it. There's a lot to kick against.
Yeah.
And you can do that in subtle ways. But I think a few years ago I found the usual things that poets and songwriters find, they're quite elemental, and you're using the landscape all the time as a kind of interior for the heart, and so I'm bouncing off those kind of touchstones all the time too. But I think this next record will probably be a bit more populated in terms of people working on it, but also songs that are written in character, which has been something I've managed to, I don't know, I guess I've had to deal with my own angsts and issues all the time.
Yeah.
So, and I've written a lot about those sort of things, the usual suspects. But I think there's enough, because I'm 56 now, so I'm middle-aged, and there are ways to use your political or will, if you like, or at least reflect what people are thinking in some way.
Yeah.
And I, Bob Dylan always said every song is a protest song, and I totally agree with that. If it's just a love song, you're still protesting your love or whatever. And there is a lot to protest against. I was just thinking the other day how many things happen under urgency with this parliament, which bothers me immensely. The fact that you can now be spied on at will by any agency, from customs through to the police and tax service, whoever. That scares the hell out of me for the future of the next generation. But it's funny how we're swallowing all that stuff. Everyone's just swallowing it through social networking, giving away a lot of their profile and a lot of their identity is in the cloud, as it were. Yeah. And that's a fearful, could be a fearful thing. I hope that we don't end up like Britain in a way, with cameras on every street corner. And, we're not a people who are like that, really, and I don't think we need to be. We've got a great opportunity to carve out a path of our own, especially with the diversity of population that we have now. And it's time for all the stereotypes to just sort of fade away and mix it up.
And we must also mention, Dave, that it's New Zealand Music Month.
It is indeed.
Obviously, as one of the kings of New Zealand music, you must be pretty proud of the way the scene is at the moment.
I am. I'm very excited. I mean, I was at a panel conference a day or two ago, and it was interesting. We were talking about diversity and how, technology and the future of music and all that, and we all had a few things to say, and I learnt a lot too, just listening to the other panellists. But the thing that excites me is that the palette of what people have, to make music now is so much broader, because your taste can be as eclectic as they want to be, and you can source music from all over the world. So therefore, instead of it being your father's record collection or your your uncle's record collection or your big brother's record collection. It's those plus this whole other world of influence and all different types of music. So if that feeds you as an artist, then what comes out the other end is bound to be exciting.
Friday fixed time. We've got a real treat today. Dave Dobbyn performing live in the studio. Take it away, Dave.
Hey. In the shadow of a giant hand, I'm a singer in a band. I got you to hold above everyone. Well, you just gotta move, don't you? When you got nothing to prove, you'll be led into the lamplight glow. Light'll cut you to your bone, lily white black in the garden. Dance, my little one. Watching bossa novas in the wind. Now a larger machine got the traffic over turnpike in the city of a car light. Rain flares flashing, every color of your dream. From the isolated drizzle down to the bent road out of town, it's a gateway through the fog to heaven's door, where the sky is bleeding. Zillion the stars to light your dream. A million moving searchlights slow dance across the ocean towards you, the horizon of my dreams. The sky is speaking. A zillion stars to listen up. From here to kingdom come, love has got you on the run. From here to kingdom come, love has got you on the run. From here to kingdom come.
Brilliant. Dave Dobbyn, thank you so much for that.
Oh, it's a pleasure indeed.
It's been a joy having you in the studio this hour, and I really do encourage, if you can, tomorrow night, Stories Old and New. It is the new tour from Dave Dobbyn and Friends, Bar Bodega tomorrow night here in Wellington City, and also if you are over in the Wairarapa, King Street on Sunday. Dave, all the very best with the tour and the new album as well.
Thank you so much, Tim.
Good on you, man.
Thank you
Thank you very
listeners.
much. Absolutely.
God bless you.